More action from the Ice Hockey Super League.
Family-orientated game, and everybody has a good day.
A bit too physical for me, I'm afraid.
Hi, I'm Bear, and that was a taster of the type of action we've got on the fastest sports show on TV. On previous episodes of Battles on Ice, we followed the Super League progress of Northwest's finest, the Manchester Storm. We've been with the team and the fans through the ups and downs, and we met a few of the players. John Finney, the only American in British ice hockey who's shown he's not just a good netminder.
Oh, that was all right, eh?
Hilton Ruggles, the master goal poacher who's explained his philosophy towards training.
At my age, I'm not going to learn anything new, so I just show up and go through emotions.
Jeff Lindsay, the captain who comes in for criticism from Finney, even when he's on a score sheet.
Lindsay! He was aiming for the bottom corner, and it went over the goalie's shoulder. So don't let him fool you.
And John Lawless, the boss, who's still happy with the team. This afternoon, we've left Manchester and the league behind to join the Storm on tour in Newcastle for the first game in the all-important Super League playoffs. We've got the game, the playoffs explained, and a bit about the Brits. The players, that is, not the awards. It's time for the Storm to put behind them the season's woes and go for a playoff glory.
Playoffs, whole new ball game, and I think that's real exciting hockey.
Knowing that the finals and semifinals are in this rink, I think it's a big advantage for us.
All teams start from scratch again, and I know that a lot of teams don't want to play us. Just from you hear the rumblings around. And
We've been playing well of late, and who knows, maybe we get a trophy out of the playoffs.
Well, that's how the players stand on the task ahead. Here's our experts, commentators and all-round ice guys Paul Ferguson and Richard Beaupre, to explain a bit more about the playoffs.
Well, Bear, next to sudden death overtime, one of the most exciting things in hockey for me is the playoff. The start of the playoffs for Manchester is tonight. In the Super League, all 8 teams qualify for the playoffs. Teams 1, 3, 5, and 7 play off in Group A, 2, 4, 6, 8 play off in Group B, and Bopes, the Manchester Storm really have a rough ride.
They certainly do. Cardiff are the regular season champions. They're going to have to face them twice. Ayr were finalists in the Benson and Hedges Cup tournament. And Newcastle, at home tonight against the Storm, have defeated Manchester 5 out of 6 times in the regular season.
But for both teams, it's like a new season, isn't it? It starts over again now.
It certainly does. You go back to the drawing board. Teams that have got injuries, they've got players that are just trying to dig deep and get through these playoffs. It's a long season, but it all starts over again as soon as the playoffs take off.
Well, let's take a look now at how these teams fared when they last met. The Cobras are one of the Storm's bogey teams. They've only beaten them once in 6 meetings this season. Last time out, the Storm went down 5-4 in a tight game at the 9X. It was a defeat the players put down to bad luck.
we were really unlucky to lose that game because they had like 4 either deflections or tip-ins, something like that, and they know they were really lucky to beat us that game. So we need to come out tonight and just play our own game and see what happens.
It's almost time for the first period, and we've got all the thrills and Premiership quality action. It's the Manchester Storm against the Newcastle Cobras.
The first period will start with the Manchester Storm playing from right to left. Simon Kirkham is the referee. Murray and Stevenson are the linesmen, and the first shot coming from the Newcastle Cobras. And as we said, it's all about a brand new season right now. Norton gets it up on the wing. Norton, way back of the blue, covers that around the boards. Raymond tries to slow it down as Duberman gathers that, tries to pump it out front. A little tip, and that ends up on Lindsay's stick. Lindsay slows it down and lets the Storm regain their composure. Long pass up on the wing. Weaver young British player, spent a lot of time with the Durham Wasps. Got that back. Quick change out there as Duberman gets it up on the wing and tries to get off the ice. Penny, a bit of time out there, gets a shot away, and that ricocheted off the ice over the plexi, and we'll have a face-off outside the Newcastle Cobras zone.
Let's go, Newcastle have had one game in the playoffs so far, and having lost that, they are desperate to get back into winning ways. They went down to Cardiff 5-2 in their first game. You can see that Rick Brabant behind the Newcastle bench is keen to get these guys off to a quick start.
Newcastle are without Mike Bodnarchuk, one of the fastest players in the league, great goal scorer. Ross Lambert may be out for the rest of his career. Dale Lambert is out through suspension, and Rick Brabant, the player coach, has a leg injury. So a lot of guys on the sideline tonight. Gail Jago is still not playing. Well, the offside arm went up, but the whistle didn't blow. 42, Takala picks up the goal. The official put his hand up to signal an offside and immediately dropped it. And I think the Storm were caught napping.
The delayed offside call was in place, Paul, just like you said. Newcastle appeared to clear the zone. They were allowed then to go right straight back in. Takala just carried on the right side, snapped the shot upstairs. Raymond couldn't get the glove up there, and Newcastle have that all-important first goal and an early lead in this game.
So a great start in the first minute and 16 seconds of this hockey game. Cobras coming up with goal number 1. And what really was the first main shot on Raymond.
Newcastle have come out here flying. You can see that Manchester look like they're on their heels a little bit right now. A bit taken back by the way that Newcastle have come out.
Offside there, but again, a long time for that whistle to blow. The puck had been carried over. The player was 5 or 6 meters inside the line, and the whistle took a long time to come. And I think it's going to confuse some players out there. But the key is to keep going until you hear the whistle. Never relax, even though it's an obvious call, because sometimes the obvious ones don't come. Lindsay going back for it. Deep in his own zone. 1-0 the score line. The Cobras took an early lead in this first period. The Storm right up the middle. Long pass is tipped away. Getting back for it is Suomalainen. 7 Finns on this Cobras team, and 1 Swede, handful of Canadians, and a few Brits. A real international side out there. Poole drops it back to Lindsay, who fires it to the far side. Poole right up the middle. Bad pass. Bobbling puck at center ice, and back on the Cobra. Shot deflects away. Ramon went down, but that missed the target. On the far side is McLeod. McLeod skates away as Duberman goes in to take over the forechecking duties. Bouncing puck all the way back of the blue line. Shot. And the shot was fanned on. Norton missed that. Bouncing puck will give him the benefit of the doubt. Duberman on the right side. Duberman's got speed. He's taken nicely out of the play. Cooper picks up the loose puck and drives it to the far side of the ice. You know, when you're playing in regular season play, you can afford to go into another person's rink and just relax a bit and not play up to the tempo that you're used to at home. In the playoffs, you can't, even though it is a new season. In effect, you got to win every game if you want to be one of those 2 top qualifiers to play in the 9X in the semifinals.
That's right, and Newcastle are at home. Brabant and Lambert out of the lineup. Ross side is. Ross Lambert sitting on the bench with Brabant. Those 2 guys are 2 of the most fiery players in this hockey league. They aren't going to be short of trying to motivate this Newcastle team into a win in this game.
Smith trying to get things going on the far side. That's shot all the way down the ice. The icing whistle blows. And the face-off will come back into Newcastle territory. 3.5 minutes gone on the first period. 1-0 the score with that goal from Takala. Rautio, the Finn, playing between the pipes. He's got more than adequate backup from Stephen Foster, young British player who plays on the GB national team. from the face-off. That bobbles over to the far side, and Morin dumps it in behind the goal. Good pass into center ice, a 2-on-3 situation. Duberman drops it back, little flip right in front. Heiskanen was there, just couldn't get a handle on the loose puck. This is good, a 3-on-2 coming up. Morin now with a chance, lets a shot go, and some good defensive stuff coming from Rautiainen to get the stick in front of that and deflect it over the plexi.
There's a couple of good moves by Brad Turner to get the puck out of the Manchester zone. He's a defenseman that really has a lot of good offensive skills. Big guy, very mobile, fed that puck ahead. The Storm were off to the races momentarily. Morin letting the shot go, but a good defensive play deflecting that one up into the crowd.
Rubachuk goes into the face-off circle, and that's won nicely by Suomalainen on the far side. Flipped off the boards, driven in. Matheson tried to get it out of the zone, and now the Cobras break right through center ice, coming back on the right side. A chance for 34. Rautiainen shot right of the target. Hanschke on the far side. Hanschke, who hails from East Germany, which is now West Germany, played a dozen games with the West German national team. Got that up to the blue line. Driven all the way back, and Sean Johnson hit hard on the far side. Good hit there by Rubachuk as the Storm start to throw their weight around out there.
That's exactly what they've got to do. They need to get into the game. Newcastle have had the pace going for themselves. There's a lot of time. It's a long game. Just a good hit here and there. A couple of nice passes. They're just got to find their stride. The Storm will be right back in it.
Duberman wants it, drops it in behind the net, and the Newcastle team set it up deep. A chance now for McLeod. McLeod, backhander, fan on the shot. It was right in front. Goes back to the blue line. Norton lets a shot go. Deflected just wide of the target. Good spell now from the Cobras, the far side. Askew, one of the more prolific goal scorers in the country, let alone with Newcastle. Got that up. Goaltender Rautio elects to get it up. Taken by Askew. Far side of the rink. 2-on-3 situation. Shot scores! Jonathan Weaver, the young Brit, let the shot go. That's number 2.
Newcastle showing a lot of patience coming out of their zone. Askew is very quick, a good heads-up hockey player. Threw the puck across onto the left side. Weaver was fresh, he'd just come out onto the ice. Took his time, wound up, picked his corner, and he has a second goal into the net for the Newcastle Cobras.
Still a youngster, still wearing the full face mask. 20-year-old Weaver, a product of the Durham farm system when they had a farm system. Picks up his first goal of the game. Full face masks. Bopes, you have you have mixed emotions about youngsters wearing full face masks.
As long as they use them properly, that's fine. They keep them out of other people's faces, and they keep their sticks down while they're wearing them. Weaver's a good young hockey player. He's going to be a crowd favorite here as he's a local kid as far as they're concerned.
The shot in by Sebastian was weak and wide. Picked up by Takala. Takala got it out. Sebastian getting back. The race is on by Koskela. Koskela, the Swede, turns around, takes a shot right on the target. Goaltender down, made the save. Loose puck is picked up, thrown on the wing to Morin. Morin finds the far side, and Penny is there. Penny tries to get it to Woodcroft. Morin cruises in. All 3 players back behind the red line for Manchester as the Storm try to work something and get it going. Rautio, way out of his cage, bangs that off the boards. Newcastle now, with very little support in neutralized territory, decide to change their personnel. Long pass deflected away, goes the distance, and we have another icing call out there. 13 minutes, 27 seconds remaining on this first period of this first playoff game for the Manchester Storm, and right now it's not looking too good. They're trailing by 2, but a long, long way to go.
Well, Eric Raymond in the Manchester goal is really having a lot of difficulty because it's not only the first shot that he's having a difficult time seeing, but there are white Newcastle Cobras shirts in his face all the time. This Cobra team is really hungry right now. They're really being aggressive and fighting for every loose puck.
Comes all the way back. Turner lets a shot go. Deflected into the far corner. Picked up by 34. Rautiainen gets it over. A chance for Heiskanen. He dropped it back. The Storm now looking for places to go as Zawisza got that up. A chance Zawisza on this side. He takes a shot. Goaltender comes across and makes a save. Ruggles was, or Turner rather, was right in front. Zawisza eventually got the shot away from the left side of the goal. Heiskanen drives it in. Zawisza slowly up on the left side. Long pass right up through center to Poole. That deflected off his stick, went the distance, and we have another icing call.
Let's go, boys. Let's do the job now. Come on, Marty. Let's go, Davey. Come on now.
Smith. Again, the shot comes in as the Cobras win the face-off, but right now it's Storm, the Storm with the puck. Ruggles reached back for that, couldn't control it. Takala couldn't hang on to it, shot to the far side. Turner going back against Kulinen, shot on the target. Bouncing puck to the top of the circle. Ruggles pass, not a great one from him. And you can see there's a big chop and there's a penalty coming up. I guess so. Well spotted by Kirkham.
Well, for some reason, the Finns have taken a dislike to Hilton Ruggles.
There's enough of them out there. As we said, they've got 7 on the team.
Smart play, smart play.
Rautiainen goes back into the penalty box.
Make sure.
2 minutes for sloshing with 4:44 left on the period. It'll be a 5-on-4 situation. With the Storm having the extra man out there, it'll be a chance, perhaps, for them to get something back in this hockey game.
Storm with the 7th rated power play in the Super League. They've scored 27 power play goals. The man to watch is normally Craig Woodcroft. He's the trigger man. He has had 6 power play goals so far this season.
Woodcroft at center gets it back to Calder. Calder slides it across. Cooper took the shot, and that's deflected out into neutral ice territory. Cooper up on the wing. Nice pass over to Penny. Penny, nice through to Cooper. Cooper going in, and just misses the target. McLeod got back in a hurry to get in his face. That comes all the way back. Chance for Morin now. Winds up, shot! Ricochets away, and Askew eventually gets it down the ice.
Close call, good work by Stephen Cooper, but unfortunately for him, he's more used to shooting the puck rather than trying to deke a goaltender out. He just lost his way at the last second.
Penny runs out of places to go at center ice. Duberman doing some good back checking for the Cobras. Cooper throws that up on the wing. Cooper gets the return pass up to Penny, and this is not a good power play from the Storm. They haven't set anything up. They haven't really controlled the puck in Newcastle territory. Turner came on the ice, tried to grab it. A chance as Morin takes a shot wide of the target. Lindsay wants it at the high slot, doesn't get it, and Turner hung on to it too long. Lindsay gets back to help out, and Turner again makes a big mistake as Heiskanen got in there. Big hit behind the net, and the Storm are in all sorts of trouble out there on the power play. 26 seconds remaining on the power play as Rubachuk gets in and tries to sort things out. Puck is held along the boards. Zawisza tries to stop it from coming out. Poole is in there now. Lindsay gets it back at the blue line. Lindsay squirts it away, back to Poole. A one-timer from Rubachuk. Turner, shot on the target. Easy one for the goaltender to steer away. Lindsay got it in, and Rautiainen gets back on the ice. Newcastle are back at full strength. Storm with not a good power play in the first period. 1 or 2 heads down on the Manchester Storm bench, but really nothing to worry about just yet. Between the periods, Lawless has got to talk to him about what?
He's just got to get him going. They need to get off on the right foot at the start of the second period. Get out of this first period and just regroup. A good hit, a couple of good shots, just chip away. One shot at a time. It's a long game. It's their first playoff game.
Dixon trying to get around Sebastian. Smith gets back. A chance for Sean Johnson. A couple of young British players working it up along the boards. Matheson tried to grab that. Dixon got it in front. There's no one there to pick it up, and the Storm now coming back with Smith dipsy-doodling, elects to go back. Van Stildunen stands guard out front, and the Storm now with 1:39 remaining on the first period just elect to shoot it out of the zone. They got to be more positive. They're being forechecked and squeezed right out of the play as they hit their own blue line. Ruggles couldn't contain that. Driven in hard by Duberman. Two-line pass is the call. 1:24 remaining on the period.
Van Stildunen, defenseman for the Manchester Storm. You made the comment that he's just back after a long layoff since November. He has just gone limping off the ice to the bench. He might thank you for that comment in a little while.
Norton gets that across, and the Cobra just flip it in with Duberman racing into the corner. Cooper goes after him, tries to pin him against the woodwork. Weaver working with Duberman, looking for the pass along the boards. Weaver now picks it up. Duberman went down hard, got up in a hurry. Calder now takes a little hit from Askew, gets it up from Woodcroft. Woodcroft gets that out of the zone, and the Cobra just wired right back in. Calder. Woodcroft, less than a minute on the period. Long clearance in. Morin tries to get it out front. The deflection is there. Woodcroft goes in, and the Cobras come out with a long pass. Icing the call. 33 seconds remaining. It's interesting to see just how fast the Cobra can turn the game around from defense to offense.
Well, one of the key guys did it in that particular shift. Askew, he just really can go from 0 to 60 in no time at all, and he got things going. The player was just too far ahead of the puck.
From the face-off, the Cobras will want to get it out of the zone right away. Turner taps it to the far side. Middle pass in is intercepted nicely by Väisänen. A long clearance with just 17 seconds. Turner rockets that along the board, still not out of the zone as Rautiainen got it back into Turner. Turner working it up along the boards. Zavisha is there, it's still not away. Koskela got it across, a chance perhaps on this wing. Poole broke hard on the left wing, but he was beaten to the blue line by the buzzer. A good period for the Newcastle Cobras.
That's the end of period 1. 2 more to go. After the break, we're back with more of this, and we take a look at the Brits. Welcome back to Newcastle for the first installment of ice hockey's playoffs. It's the Manchester Storm against the Newcastle Cobras. And in the thick of the action this afternoon are a couple of guys who stand out not just for their skills on ice, but because they're a bit different. Out amongst all those North Americans, we've got 2 Brits.
We got Davey Smith and Stephen Cooper, and they're both stalwart players. You know, Davey's very fast. He's probably one of the fastest skaters in the league.
Scored by the 73, Dave Smokey Smith.
And Stephen, you know, he's around us like, you know, he's a very solid defenseman.
Cooper scores from the face-off. Stephen Cooper, #1 British defenseman, ties it up.
Growing up, I did spend most of my evenings playing football and tennis or rugby or whatever. But because in the northeast there's 4 ice rinks, and it was, you know, it was quite easy to jump on a bus and go down to one of the local rinks and have a skate. It was just progression. Saw an ice hockey game and decided, you know, that's what I wanted to do.
When I stayed in Kirkcaldy, it was like that was the main thing. The football at the time, the local team at the time weren't doing too well, like, and the ice hockey was like the big Saturday night for lots of families, and that was the place to go.
It was something different, and something that I seem to be quite good at. So, you know, I just stuck at it, and I was determined to make it as a hockey player.
Stephen Cooper on the blue line for the Storm, setting things up. Zawisza. Cooper at the top of the umbrella, shot off the post!
The game over the last 10 years has been really for British players, and it's only this last season where it's really turned totally professional, and they brought a lot of good hockey players in from North America.
I think I'm lucky I'm playing in the Superleague, considering that there's a lot of British players that's got pushed down and they're no longer in the Superleague. Like.
Smith got it over. Scores! Lindsay! Smith set it up. Lindsay made no mistake.
They've increased the imports this season, so every team's more or less got 15, 16 Canadians on their team, so it does make it tougher for all the British guys.
The way I see it now, it's going to be mostly imports coming in because the business want a successful team, and they want sort of put together a team overnight, so to speak.
I say to all British kids, you know, don't give up and don't be discouraged because you see a team full of Canadians or foreign players. When you put the effort in and time, and if you're good enough to play, well, you know, a team will take you.
So sound advice then from our old buddy Hilton Ruggles, and Weaver is living proof.
Absolutely. Jonathan Weaver given a great opportunity to play with Justin Duberman and Kelly Eskew, two prolific players in the Super League.
Weaver, of course, learned his hockey in the Durham farm system. He's one of the better British players in the league.
He is indeed. Very quick, keeps his head up, always does his job, and that's all that Rick Raban on the Newcastle bench is going to ask of him.
2-0 scoreline. It's going to be a tough assignment for the Manchester Storm in the second period. They got to start taking the body. They got to pick it up a gear.
They've got a lot of time. They do have to pick it up a gear, but they need to chip away. They don't need to panic. One shot at a time, one goal at a time. It's anybody's game.
Simon Kirkham brings the teams together for the start of the second period. Storm trailing by 2, moving from left to right. And Norton goes back for Newcastle. Norton solid both as a forward and as a defenseman. Long pass, not one of his best ones, having said that. Icing is the call as that trickles all the way down over the red line. And the faceoff will come back into Newcastle territory. John Wallace between the periods, folks, hopefully will have raised the level of expectation and the play for this Manchester Storm team. He really has to pick them up. They seem a bit flat.
Well, they did start out very slowly, but to give Newcastle credit, they came out on fire. They outshot the Storm 15-6 in the first period and really just took the play away from them right at the drop of the puck.
Woodcroft in the face-off circle is being told to get out. He made a move before the official was ready to drop the puck. Penny got in there, and that's right to the goaltender's doorstep. McLeod with Weaver on the wing. Elects to go the other way to Askew. Weaver takes that nicely off the skate and gets it up. McLeod peppers that around. It's all the way back. Askew wants it. Duberman grabbed it and threw it to the far side. Manchester now with Poole. Woodcroft, rather. Correction, a shot coming in from number 9. Ricocheted around the boards. Norton with a burst of steam. Penny got in there nicely. Penny on the far side of the rink. Unable to get a stick on that as McLeod got back. Weaver on the left wing starts it up. Weaver drops it back. Some good play from him as Askew comes up now. Askew all alone on the backhander. Goaltender down. The puck low along the ice. Difficult one for a goalie to stop. That goes the distance. Both teams changing on the fly out there. Shot Väisänen on the far side of the rink. That came right in front of the Newcastle goal. Poole is right there. Poole with a bit of space out there, running out of places to go. Put it to the side of the net. Goaltender Rautio comes out and elects to freeze that. Maybe get a change of personnel as the teams start to mix it up. Wow, Poole stepped right into that.
Yeah, as Poole stepped in to help out Rubicek. Rubicek's the one guy on the ice you don't need to give any helping hand to. He can more than handle himself.
He says, hang on, use my face, don't use yours.
Yeah, that's right. Poor old Brad Rubicek's only had 134 minutes in penalties this year. Let me step in and take 2 minutes for him. The referee just quickly got him apart. No penalties called.
A chance now, the shot going upstairs, rebound is there! Good save, 2 good saves by Rautio.
Turner with the first shot, Rubachuk the second one.
Lindsay, good shot, rebound, goaltender there. Rubachuk again moved in quickly. Rautio is hot, hot, hot.
The Storm need a goal. They've got to break the bubble. Rautio is really on fire right now. 4 saves in the span of about 5 seconds. Turner shooting the puck, Lindsay letting it go. Rubachuk with a pair of rebounds, unable to connect.
How many times have I said this? I have a feeling you know what's coming. When a goalie is hot, it's really difficult to beat him. It's like in any sport, he gets a buzz from it. He says, "Come on, give me more shots, give me more shots," and it really is difficult to get a puck past him when he's pulling them out of his socks, so to speak.
Well, you want me to bring this conversation right down to a low? Let me mention he's got a shutout right now.
This could change things. Turner goes into the penalty box. Just when things were going well for the Storm, they were getting some momentum, they were getting some shots on goal, some quality shots on goal. Things go horribly wrong, and it's a power play now for the Newcastle Cobras. The pass from Askew comes up to Norton, who gives it to Duberman. What a lineup. Norton unable to get that. The clearance is fanned on. Askew has it back at the top of the circle along the boards. Cooper giving him a hard time. Morin tries to kill off a little time, and the Storm now coming back, pass through the middle. McLeod, rink-wide pass, Askew, Norton with a head of steam, he's got Duberman, Norton takes a shot, good save! The bouncing puck is not away. Weaver out there signals he wants it. Askew dances along the blue line and feeds that towards the goal. McLeod tries to get it back to Askew. Askew with a skate on it, nicely over to Norton. Norton's got a good shot, right in front, short is there. There's gonna be another penalty. Hitting from behind.
Duberman pasted from behind. Penalty definitely being called against Manchester. Morin, one of the forwards, up high on the box, it dropped down low to help out.
What do? You got a guy like Duberman 6 feet away from the goalie, ready to take a shot. The professional thing is to get him out of the way any way you can.
Oh, absolutely. You don't like to see a guy hit from behind. Morin's intention wasn't to hurt Duberman, but he had to take him out. Duberman was wide open. Morin had dropped down low to help out on the coverage. The crowd loving that one. 2+10, checking from behind, called against Mike Morin.
Face-off deep in Newcastle territory. Rubachuk is there to take the face-off. Hoskala won the draw. That's flipped out and deflected away, so we'll have another face-off with 4 seconds.
Strategy in place for the Storm on the face-off is to let Nick Poole go to the left wing position and let Brad Rubachuk come off his wing and just give that little extra muscle to try and win the face-off, or at least negate his man and allow Poole to come in and get a shot off.
Well, everyone was out of position on that face-off. The official reached for his whistle, didn't blow it, but now he does to end the period. That was a close period. Still anyone's hockey game with the third and final period coming up.
Nice to see Geordie's doing the business. We've come here yet to get another hammering.
Defending was all over the place, and they need to put the soul in it before we're going to win anything. We could have moved second today, but they just don't try.
Still got a third period.
That's it, one more period to go. The Storm are 2-0 down. They've got a tough job. Let's see after the break if they can make it. Welcome back to Newcastle, to the first game in the ice hockey playoffs. Manchester Storm are 2-0 down. Let's see if they can make a comeback. On with the action.
Here we go with the third and final period. The Storm playing from right to left, trailing by 2 still. A close second period kept them in the game. They had a couple of great opportunities to close the gap on the Cobras, but were unable to get the puck by Rautio. Raymond comes out to make the save and force the face-off. Lindsay, Duberman wrapping around. Raymond goes down and makes the save. That comes all the way back, and Norton gets it right back into Duberman. Duberman hands it off. Weaver, nice move by Weaver. Another good move, another great move. Gave it to Askew, and Askew overskated it. Here come the Storm with Penny. Penny tried to get it over to Latta. Morin still in the penalty box. Long shot. Goaltender bats that down. Latta looking to get it out front. Oh, and it trickles right by the goaltender.
Good shot by Poole, and Chad Penny was camped out all over Rautio's net.
Little pass over onto the wing. Cooper nicely head-manning the puck. Shot comes in. Bouncing to the far side, a chance for Koskela. Koskela has Takala. Takala picks up the loose puck, goes to the boards, flips it over nicely. 34 is Rautiainen. Shot right on the target. Oh, a blast coming in from Kulinen. Another shot right off the blocker, and Takala let that one fly. Goaltenders at both ends are being tested from close in. Takala, long pass, eludes everyone and goes all the way down the ice. 1 minute, 45 seconds gone on the period. The Storm are gonna have to hang on and try to weather the storm until Morin gets back on the ice, because it's obvious they really miss him.
Well, he's a key part of the line with Woodcroft and Penny. Latta had a good shift his last time out, but if the Storm can get the lines back together and get themselves going, they've gotten off to a good start in this period. It's pretty wide open right now.
Ruggles goes after his man, long pass up. Johnson lets the shot go off the pads. Goaltender comes out after the rebound went out about 15 feet, covers up.
Good smart play by the goaltender to react. Lindsay had his man, Turner had his man, the puck was there. Ramon was really the only player capable of getting a hold of it for the Storm, and he did just that.
Morin still in the penalty box, but it's still a 5-on-5 situation. Confused? If someone's serving a misconduct, that's a 10-minute penalty, then they can be substituted.
Let's win it now, Marty, eh? Let's go. We're strong on our end, guys. Let's go.
He'll have to wait until there is a stoppage in play and his 10-minute penalty has been fully served. He's stretching out in the penalty box. That's a long time to sit.
Norton lets a shot go. No problem for Raymond. Long pass up the middle. Ruggles trying to set himself free. Deflected away. Ruggles got it off the shot, coming from a sharp angle. Smith let it go. And that was deflected away at the last moment. Goaltender went walkies. 5 minutes gone. Smith picks it up, waiting for Ruggles to get into position. Askew goes along and ties him up. McLeod, who fell, got onto his feet. And this is a good shift from the Storm here in the third period. Smith going after his man. Good body check. Long flip over. Dixon, who hasn't seen a lot of ice time out there. Dixon right in front, trying to kick it free. Got the pass from Anthony Johnson. Johnson backhands it in. The one-timer deflected away. Dixon got it. Askew right in front of score! Johnson makes it 3.
Well, that was a favor return. A lot of hard work done by Dixon and Johnson. They set things up for Askew the first time around. Askew's shot didn't go in the net. He returned the favor, fed the puck out to Johnson. Number 12, Anthony Johnson, that is, and he put the puck away. Good hard work. Third goal in the net for Newcastle.
Anthony Johnson played on the GB national team, and at one time there was Sean Johnson, Stephen Johnson, and Anthony Johnson, the Johnson brothers. The father, Peter Johnson, was the coach. The only thing they didn't do was sell popcorn and hot dogs up there but these guys really dominated the scene in the Northeast for a long time, up in Durham and then over at Humberside, and now down here in Newcastle, they're showing what an influence they have on in British ice hockey. This is by far the more difficult group to play in.
Oh, is it ever? Cardiff have won their first 2 games, are the regular season champs, and Ayr are the sleeper in this league. We've both seen them play. We feel that that is a very solid team who could go all the way. Newcastle, you can see the kind of talent they've got on the ice, and Manchester have had their share of success on and off during the season as well. It really is a tough division.
It's the good thing about the playoff system is that, as we said at the top of the program, anything can happen. It's like a whole new ball game. Smith, long pass is a good one. A chance now for Manchester as Smith is hammered into the boards by Vasanen. Big hit in the far corner. Takala chopped it out front. Goaltender, big save. Kulinen went in, took the shot, and then gave the goaltender a little shot with his body. And boy, defensemen and forwards don't like that. Don't touch my goalie.
I've never been one to defend goaltenders, but I really don't think Kulinen meant to have a go at Ramon on that play. Ramon reacted to it, but he had already had some help from Hilton Ruggles, who came back to do the noble thing. He got a good piece of Kulinen, and it's all sort of escalated from there. Now every Manchester player on the ice wants to have a piece of Kulinen.
.426 remaining on this third and final period. Time running out. The Storm fighting for every puck out there. Loose puck right in front. Backhander right in front. Poole got the shot away. Goaltender went down. Rubachuk was cruising.
Turner again in front of the net. Turner's a defenseman for the Storm, getting involved around the front of the Newcastle goal. They're down by 3. They're going to have to continue to take those kind of chances.
Turner lets the shot go. That goes off the plexi upstairs. Goaltender bats it off the boards. Big hit by Turner. Zavisha takes up his place, and that goes all the way down the ice. Icing is the call with 1 second shy of 4 minutes remaining in this hockey game. Still a 3-goal cushion for the Newcastle Cobras here in the Newcastle Arena. First playoff game of the season for the Manchester Storm. We already know that the Newcastle Cobras lost their first game to Cardiff 5-2. Rubachuk. Askew. Poole tries to feed it through. It's intercepted nicely by Weaver, and a chance now for Askew. Askew goes in, tries to put it down. Goaltender comes up with a big save. Johnson right out front. Another time, and Askew wanted it, didn't come his way. Weaver puts in a little hit, picks up the puck nicely, and here comes Weaver. Weaver and number 12, Anthony Johnson, working well out there as a forecheck and back check. Zavisha, a chance right out front. Shot right there, rebound. Goaltender went down. Rubachuk was close in. 3 minutes, 12 seconds left on the hockey game. Smith deep in his own zone. Storm need a goal, they need it now. Long pass up the middle. Ruggles couldn't contain it. Normally that would have been a 2-line pass, but it was touched by a Newcastle player, and so Ruggles was in the clear. Takala taken off the plate. A big hit there by Calder. That gives Ruggles a chance. Ruggles tries to get it around his man, gives it to Smith. Smith, nice move. Smith gets it out front. This is good hockey right in front. Goal is knocked off its moorings, and we're getting some hit from behind. Here we go. It's starting to get ugly. Ruggles now puts in a couple of punches, and Ruggles is having a go. This has been coming for some time.
Ruggles has been given a rough ride throughout this game. And now a lot of this is also frustration. Superb passing play. Martin Smith with a fantastic move, walked right through the Cobra defense, laid it off for David Smith, who had a great touch himself, left it for Ruggles. He couldn't put the puck away. The aftermath is purely out of frustration. Both teams trying to protect their territories. Ruggles goes to the penalty box. Big cheer from the crowd.
Koskela with blood coming down his forehead, just above his eye there. Right, it looks like right in the center of his forehead. He's got a cut. And he's going to the dressing room to get some repairs. 2 minutes and 37 seconds left into this hockey game. 3-0 the scoreline, but no one's leaving this building. They're enjoying this playoff action here in the Super League.
Well, Koskela might not have won that particular battle, but him and his teammates are winning the most important one. They're out in front by 3 goals with less than 3 minutes to play. That's the most important thing.
Koskela retires to the dressing room, and they'll come out with the Zamboni to clear the ice of any blood that's out there. This is a sign of the times. Dixon gets to skate across the ice and sit for the next 4 minutes. Cooper rattles that in off Woodcroft. Going in quickly is Rautu Yana on the side of the net, all the way back to the top of the circle. Shot wide of the target. Cooper along the boards, a chance now for Newcastle. Nice little pass by Kulinen, trying to get it up to 27, Vasanen. Along the boards, Vasanen, Kulinen doing what they have to do to kill off this last couple of minutes of this hockey game. Calder providing a little muscle. This is working right into the hands of the Newcastle Cobras. They don't care. They've got this game with a 3-goal cushion. Raymond leaves it for Cooper. Cooper with 1:45 left on the clock. Starts it up the left side. Cooper slows it down, puts it right in there. Poole breaks in. Get a little move the last moment. Johnson to tip that away into the corner. Nice defensive move. Askew steers it into the corner. Zawisza calls for it. A high flip up comes down, and Lindsay gets it back in the corner. Long pass up onto the far wing. Newcastle throwing the puck around, going for a skate. Weaver goes back, lets it go, and Newcastle now coming up, hit the red line and just flip it in on the goaltender. Little touch up to Zawisza. Zawisza along the blue line, a giveaway there. Newcastle bringing it in and doing what they have to do with less than a minute to go. Turner, Lindsay, Smith, long shot on the target. That's not going to break the shutout, that's for sure. 40 seconds remaining on the clock. Rautio, for me, has to be the star for Newcastle. Bopes, if you were going to pick a star for Manchester, who would you come up with?
For Manchester, I feel that Brad Rubinchuk has worked hard throughout the whole game. He's applied a lot of muscle. He's gotten involved in a lot of the play. He's had a couple of good opportunities to score. I'd go with Rubinchuk.
And would you agree with me with Rautio?
Absolutely not. I'd go with Kelly Askew. I think he's had a great all-around game.
You just hate goalies, don't you?
I'm not going to say that. I just will say that I'm not normally in favor of giving him a break.
Well, he's got my vote. I thought Rautio played really well.
He has played well, and Ramon has played a very good game in the Manchester net as well.
Well, that's big of you. Here come the Storm for perhaps the last time. 17 seconds. Smith on the far side, running out of time and places to go. The other Smith smothered out of the play by McLeod. Norton rattles it off the boards on the far side. This game will go into the record books as a victory for Newcastle over the Manchester Storm. The final score, the Cobras 3, the Storm 0.
Oh dear, not the best way to start the playoffs. Let's go straight to Paul for some reactions.
John Lawless, for you, what was the killer? The 2 goals in the first period?
Yeah, that we came out a little bit flat. You know, we had a 10-day layoff, and maybe we should have been aware of that a little bit more and maybe just close the door initially and not let them get sort of any momentum going. But yeah, the 2 goals kind of put us back a bit. We were chasing the lead all game, and they just closed the door, and it made it very difficult for us.
Yeah, I know I'm a bit old for getting into tussles, but sometimes, you know, things happen, and you got to let them know you're for real, and you know, you can't back down from certain situations.
Ruggles now puts in a couple of punches, and Ruggles is having a go.
The boys are frustrated, but we know it's early yet, and we've still got 5 games to go, and hopefully we can get something out of that. There's no sense folding up 10 now, so we just got to fight through it and keep going.
Well, that's it for another week. Time to hit the road and head back to Manchester for the next leg of the playoff series. Next week, we have Manchester Storm playing against Super League champions Cardiff Devils, and we get off the ice into the streets of Manchester for some street hockey. Join us then for guaranteed action.
Elects to get it up, taken by Askew, far side of the rink, 2-on-3 situation, shot, scores! This man gives it to Smith. Smith, nice move. Smith gets it out front. This is good hockey right in front.